I don't even know where to begin. I know where to begin. It began right after my devastation and, like, I'm talking about straight grief. You know, when I saw that this person won. I was asking the Lord, I was like, what is this about? Now, for years, since 2019, I have been every morning, especially when I'm going through something, I always ask the Lord to send me a word on it. And then I flip open the Bible randomly, and it is always on the lesson that I need. So, of course, I asked this morning, and I flipped open to a chapter in Acts. Now, I have a King James version of the Bible. And so they have titles, and it said Danger in Jerusalem. And then it proceeded to tell me the story of Paul, who was a Roman. And Paul was killing people that believed in the way, which is when the way was in the Bible was people that believed in Jesus. And he was standing by while they were killing them. And on the road to Damascus, he encounters Jesus, and Jesus is like, "Why are you persecuting me?" And at the time, Paul is Saul, and once he has this encounter with Jesus, he goes on to become Paul, who writes the majority of the New Testament. And that just revealed to me, I had a revelation after I read that, and it was just saying that God is saying that he can use anyone for his glory. He can take someone with the illest intentions like Paul, and it can be used for our good. It can be used to bring people to Christ. That's Paul's story. And that's what I feel like the Lord revealed to me about Kamala not winning, is that the Lord can use anyone for his glory. And he wants me to keep that in mind. And, my flesh, she is mad, honey. She wants to hold on to the, and of course, every time I looked at, people were posting the percentages of groups of people that voted for whomever. And of course, 50% of white women voted, 51% voted for Trump of white women, 59% of white men. But it did let me know something too, is, black people, guys, y'all got to look at that. We stick together, and 61% of Latino women voted for Kamala. And then, the world is still a better place. And I just think about the Reverend Ikes of the world. Reverend Ike is a person I listen to all the time. I think about the W.E.B. Du Bois. I think about everybody who went on to become this millionaire in worse times. We're still living in good times. We still, our people in particular have suffered under presidents that fought for slavery. Like, they refused to acknowledge us as people. And there were still black millionaires being turned out in that time. And I feel like God is still on the throne. He's never left the throne. And even if Kamala had won, God still would have been on the throne. And so anyway, I was just releasing my thoughts on it because I am very disappointed. And I was going back to my flesh saying, she wanted to be mad with, certain people. I wanted to be like, oh, white, because of course that's what it is. White women. But then my neighbor who I'm friends with, who is a white woman, just hit me up, and she was like, I'm just so sad. So it's like, we can't even group people like we want to, because it's not a group, it's a collection of individuals, and we still got to meet people as they are individually, And then even when I was coming downstairs to walk the dogs, my other, white woman neighbor, and she was like, how are you feeling about the election? And she was just like, I'm just so devastated. I took buses, I spent my own money to get out there. And if I had been assuming that she was one of those that voted for Trump and then I would have been completely wrong, and I would have had more division, between me and her. So thank goodness we got a chance to talk for a minute, and thank goodness I got a chance to tell her what I just told y'all, is that God can use anyone for his glory. So I'm just thanking the Lord, even though I'm still grieving like hardcore, because I just really wanted to see this country be led by a black woman. I mean, of course, we're still being led by black women, because black women are all over. We in every position, honey. We in every country. We the top of everything. We still are being led by black women. But I voted against that mindset, and maybe that's what it's about. Maybe the Lord will shine himself to change a bunch of mindsets at the same time, because that's really what I'm disappointed in, is so many people share that mindset, even black people, which I'm supremely disappointed in, but they shared that same mindset of the plans to, I don't even want to say the plans, because I don't even want to give Satan power by speaking the plans. What I am going to speak is that anyone and everyone can be used to show God's glory.